What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and welcome to another episode of our First Down Training show. Today, we're going to be talking about how you can beat pre-game nerves. This is a common question that I get asked. We're going to talk about a bunch of different strategies that you guys can do to help you deal with nerves before a game, and then we're going to be getting into some questions that you guys asked us from a previous episode of this show. So, guys, hope this is able to help you out. Let's get started. Now, when it comes to nerves, there are really like three things that you want to focus on to help you deal with that, help you combat that. Or these are some of the things that I did as a player, because that's something that I struggled with, maybe not when I was a younger player, but as I got into high school, pressure was a little bit more on because it's a bigger environment. You obviously want to play in college. Your performance dictates if you're going to be able to play in college. So you might be dealing with some nerves. But I want to tell you this right now, that's totally normal and totally natural. If you're not nervous, that generally means you don't care. Right? Like anybody that says like, oh, I'm not nervous, guys, I'm telling you right now, like that's a lie. They're trying to make you think that they're Mr. Tough Guy and they're not nervous. Everybody has nerves. And what you have to understand too is that if you're nervous on the other side of the field, that same thing is going on. Everybody's got nerves, and it's who could take those nerves and channel it into something good. And the first thing that you need to channel that nervous energy, that anxiety, those butterflies in your stomach into good performance is immense focus on what your actual job is. Like I'm talking hyper focused on what your job is. A lot of times nerves come from things that you really can't control. You start psyching yourself out. You start thinking about the crowd. You start thinking about how big the game is. We need to win. You start worrying about mistakes that you're going to make. Like guys, like the game hasn't even started yet. Why are you thinking about mistakes? You haven't even made them yet. You should be just solely focused on what your job is and how you can execute that job. So I was a quarterback, right? On every play, I had a specific job. Now, as a quarterback, you have more to worry about than other positions, right? You got to worry about the protection, you got to worry about the play, you got to worry about a read, you got to worry about accurate ball. All I was focused on pass plays was what defense are they in, who's my read key, and delivering an accurate ball. Everything else kind of came second nature, right? And that comes from repetition, right? So I wasn't worried about my drop. I wasn't worried about my mechanics. You can't think about that stuff when you're actually in a game. What you can control is very, very limited in a game situation, but I would hyper focus on those things. So let's say, for example, I had a play where it was like a smash concept, right? Hitch on the outside, corner from the slots. So I come up to the line, I see that the defense has in a too high safety look. Okay, we love smash versus too high safety. Read keys the corner. That's who I'm looking at. Set, go, ball, snap. If he backpedals, I throw the hitch. My job is accurate ball. I'm focused on the number of the receiver or wherever I'm throwing the ball. If he comes down, I throw the corner route. I know that that ball has to be on a line. And that's all I'm worried about. And I'm hyper focused on that specific play. And if you guys can just focus on that and tune out all the external distractions, the nerves will kind of start to fade away. You can use that anxiety and that like butterfly in your stomach towards something actual good, but you have to focus in. You got to clear your mind, and that's all you're focused on. Put the phone away. If you're listening to music, cool. I'm not going to try to disrupt your routine, but all you should be worried about is what's your job. Every single team has a game plan going into that week, so you have a general idea of the plays you're running, the things that you're doing. Hopefully you've studied film before the game, so you kind of know what the opponent is doing, and you should be so sick of that preparation that like you can't forget what your job is, and every single play, you're in the present moment, and you're focused on what that job is. You're not thinking about the next play. You're not thinking about the last play. You're just in the present moment, and you're focused on what you're doing, which brings you to point number 2. You need to have a short-term memory and have that next play mentality. So whether it's a good or bad result, you're on to the next play, because you have to control your emotions. I'm going to tell you this right now. Emotions as a player on the field make you weak. That's just me. If you're like, something good happens, you're fired up, and yeah, let's go again. That's like the reason why you're fired up, and the reason why you're up on yourself is because you made a good play. What's going to happen when you make a bad play? What's going to happen if you're a quarterback and you throw a pick 6? Are you just going to be down, sad, moping around? Your body language is going to suck. You're going to snap at your coaches, whatever, and then your performance starts to do this. Everybody wants to be here, and that's great, but you guys need to stay even-keeled. You can't let the result of the play dictate your emotions. You can just be focused on your job. What's the next play? Be in the present moment. Okay, cool. Threw a 50-yard touchdown pass. I personally am not a fan of the guys like going crazy and celebrate. Yeah, like honestly, I feel like that just makes you look a little bit weak. That's my opinion. If you want to get fired up, fine. Be my guest. I was a player who got fired up too. I wish I didn't. I wish I would have just stayed even keeled. Okay, good job. Congratulate my teammates. I'm onto the sideline. I'm focused on the next drive. Focused on the next play. Because when something bad happens, it'll be easier for you to regulate those emotions. Why are guys nervous? They're nervous because they're worried about making a mistake. It's going to cost the team. It's going to cost them. It's going to make them look bad. They're worried about being embarrassed in front of the crowd or whatever it is, right? So if you're worried about that type of stuff, when a bad result does happen, but you're focused on the next play, even when something good happens, it's much easier to forget the bad play, get back into your zone, and focus on your game. Really, at the end of the day, that is what it's about when it comes down to nerves. Next play mentality, and focus on just purely your job. Now, one other thing that I feel can help you combat nerves, and really honestly, is just not making the moment too big. You need to treat every moment on the field, every single play, as a big moment. So when the big moment does actually come, you're not surprised. And that comes from practice. Like when you're in practice, every single play, like let's say for example, you guys have 3 practice periods. This is what we did in high school, right? We would have team run, team pass, and then just team. So we're doing all run plays, all pass plays, and then run and pass mixed together. And let's say we have 15, 15, 15. I got 45 plays. All 45 of those are big moments to me. All 45 of those, I'm treating those plays like we're down by 4, we're on the 10-yard line, we have to throw a pass, it's 4th down, and I want to complete this thing. Every moment is a big moment, so when the big moment comes, you're not anxious, you don't have nerves, you don't hesitate, you just flow, and you get into that zone. So don't make the moment too big. If you make the moment too big and you're like, oh, this is a big game, oh crap, like, you know, that's when the nerves come and that's when your performance starts to die. So don't make the moment too big. Treat every play like it's a big play. Focus on taking things 1 rep at a time on to the next play, and then guys, make sure that you're hyper focused on your job. If you do those 3 things, I promise you the nerves will start to go away. But you control this. This does not control you. You control your mind. You control what you focus on, and you need an immense amount of discipline to be able to execute those things. And it takes work, but I'm telling you the nerves will start to fade. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Now, before we get into some questions that you guys left on a previous episode, you guys, if you're a QB or wide receiver watching this, and you guys would like me to construct a custom workout plan tailored to you, go to that very first link in the description below, you guys, for our new custom workout plan service. Essentially what will happen is you guys will be emailed instructions, and those instructions will contain, hey, we want you to send this clip of film, we'd like to see this, and you guys will send that film to me personally. And what I will do is I will provide an audio and video breakdown of that film. So I'm going to draw on the screen, hey, you need to improve here. Hey, your throwing motion does this. This is how you can correct it. And then we will make an 8-week-long workout schedule for you to follow with on-field drills and gym exercises specifically tailored to the aspects of your game where you need to improve. So guys, if you're interested in our custom workout plan service, we offer it every single summer. Go to that very first link in the description below. We'd love to get you on that. Now, let's get into some questions that you guys left on a previous episode. Guys, if you have questions, stuff that you want to ask me that maybe, you know, like, you haven't asked before or whatever, and you want to be featured on one of our episodes, post it in the comment section below. I read and respond to every comment. I see every comment, and the best ones we feature on a next episode of our show. So guys, go to that very first link in the description below, or not the very first link in the description below, excuse me, the comment section below, and post your comments and post your questions there, guys, and we'd be happy to get back to you and feature you on another episode. So, first question here from Jay Liddy. Hey man, I was thinking you should make a QB preparation video for showcase camps, how to prepare mentally, and what to expect, how to differentiate yourself from others. So yeah, if you're a quarterback getting ready for a camp, getting ready for a showcase, few things that you want to be ultimately prepared for, right? I think your mindset is exactly what we discussed in this video, where you want to be hyper-focused on what your job is and take it 1 play at a time, forget about the last play, on to the next, on to the next, on to the next, and treat every single rep as a big-time rep, and take those reps seriously. But what I will say to be prepared for combine stuff. So you're going to run a 40, pro shuttle, vertical jump, or broad jump. Then you're going to get into some positional drills. It'll probably be very basic, shuffling through bags, wave drill where the coaches are pointing you, some read drills where you're throwing. Then you're going to get into routes versus air. So you'll be throwing to receivers on air. Then you'll get into one-on-ones. So receivers will be going against DBs. You'll be throwing live routes, and then potentially 7-on-7. So if you can mentally prepare for those things and you could dominate in those aspects, I think you could really stand out at a college camp or a showcase or whatever camp that you're doing, okay? So I hope that makes sense, man. Appreciate you asking that question. Next question from Josiah V9E. I play baseball, and I'm wondering if I should train for football and baseball at the same time, or if I should wait to train for football and baseball season is over. So I would say both at the same time. Now, It's tough. It's a busy schedule. But the guys that I train, many guys that I train play multiple sports. A lot of them play baseball. A lot of them play football and baseball. Some play basketball, baseball, and football. They're constantly training year-round for football because I'm just a firm, and it goes for any sport. You know what I mean? Like baseball requires an immense amount of work. So does football, right? Especially if you're a quarterback, you can't just train 2 months out of the year and expect to be a better quarterback. Like that's honestly, guys, like a year-round type thing at that position. Could you maybe get away with less at another position? Absolutely. Can you take breaks here and there? Absolutely. Are you going to train as much for football during baseball season? No. But I think you should always be incorporating stuff throughout your weekly schedule for both sports. Maybe you have like hitting practice on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Mondays and Wednesdays are open. Work in some football workouts. Maybe a field workout here, field workout there. Friday, maybe you do some speed work. Every day of those, you're working out in the gym. Weekends, you have baseball tournaments, play baseball. Fine. Maybe you don't touch a football on the weekends. But you need to make sure that you're doing things to sharpen your skills for both sports, not just one sport at a time. That's just my opinion. But I appreciate you asking that question, man. That is a great question. So guys, appreciate y'all tuning into this episode. Hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Again, if you have questions, post those in the comment section below. We'll feature you on our next episode next week. But seriously, again, guys, really, really grateful for all of you. Really appreciate all of you tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.